People ask me all the time in email, I get questions, what is the best bind off to use if I want it to really accurately match the cast on row? And my answer is usually, well, it's kind of the nature of knitting, that the bind off and the cast off do look a little bit different, but they complement each other. I've never had a problem with it. But then the other day I discovered this stitch. Elizabeth Zimmerman presented this stitch in one of her books, and it is a way of matching the bind off row exactly to the cast on row. It looks exactly the same. You have to be pretty dedicated to want the two to look the same because it's kind of fiddly, but if that's what you want, it's worth it. Let's go ahead and take a look. This is a regular bind off, and I'm showing this to you so you can see we have the cast on, which looks like a twill edge, and then this regular bind off, which is a series of V's. It is what knitting is, and they complement each other, but you can get something that looks exactly the same. Here we have the twill edge of the cast on and a twill edge of the bind off. And I did this in red so it would really stand out and you could see it, but if you do, it will look better out of the exact same yarn color. Because I watched the tension carefully on this, but the tension issues really show up in the gaps between the stitches. And in all one color it will look better. That doesn't look bad, I'm not ashamed of that work, but it would look better out of the same color, which is normally how you bind off. So here's my sample, I'm ready to bind this off. I want to actually have worked, I want to be ready to work a purl side or wrong side row because we want the yarn coming from over here on the left side. I'm not sure I've ever seen a bind off that works this way, but we want to stitch across this way with a tapestry needle. So you're going to break the yarn, and to be safe, I would leave the tail more than twice the width of the work, so you'll have plenty. Thread this, and the first thing we're going to do is skip this first stitch and go in as if to purl on the second stitch. Go in as if to purl on the first stitch, keep the yarn in back. Always keep your needle in front of any other loose yarns and pull that through. You can take that first stitch off the needle. Watch your tension, watch your tension. Okay, now we're ready to go into the second stitch again. Keep the working yarn back, go in as if to purl on that stitch, go as if to purl on the second stitch. Make sure your needle stays in front of this working yarn here. Pull it through both, watch your tension, pull that stitch off. Again, keep the yarn in back, as if to purl, pull that through, pull that stitch off, keeping good tension. One more time. Oh, I love Elizabeth Zimmerman. This is pretty smart. Okay, and there's the bind off. You see how much better it looks out of the same color of yarn. We have this twill pattern coming out that exactly matches the cast on row. And that's it, working a bind off in the embroidery outline stitch.